What black community? It's a black environment with black women and black children in it.
There's this myth out there that black men can't handle being spoken to, and told what to do by black women. Black men come from our bodies.
Yeah.
So they're used to having these conversations with women.
The matriarchy is strong with the black
community. It is
community.
very strong.
Yeah.
I want you, right where I want you. Listen, but I want you to want me to. Want you to, I want you to do right, baby, just like I want you. Ooh, I give you all I want in return, sweetheart. But having love is all I need.
Yeah, we starting out with Marvin Gaye. It's gonna be one of those shows tonight. Quiet Storm shit.
You don't want me there, but I'm gonna change your mind somewhere, somehow. Oh, baby, I want you the right way. I want you, but I want you to want me to. I want you, want me, baby, just like I want you. One way love is just a fantasy. Oh, sugar, to share is precious, pure and black. Don't play with something you should cherish for life. Oh, baby. Don't you want to care? Hey, on me. I want you, baby. I want you, but I want you to want me to. I want to get down, baby. When I get down with you, get down, baby. Woo, have mercy. Listen, precious. I want you for a long time. I want you. I want you back. Oh, baby. I want you the right way, baby. I want you, baby. But I want you to want me to, baby. Got you to want me to. Oh, the way that I love you.
Rage on that beat, going crazy.
Welcome to the show. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I appreciate each and every one of you guys, especially the early birds, the loyalists, the day oneers, the been here since forevers. Thank you all for tuning in to whatever it is, whatever the fuck I do here on this show. You guys seem to enjoy it, and I appreciate that. And so I just want to thank my audience once again. Obviously, we're talking about the gender war stuff tonight. And, you know, this is a mostly political channel, although we do vary off. We do go off in its tangents from time to time. But I will say this. I said this years ago. My entry into Black political commentary and YouTube discussions and such started out with me saying that the gender war is political. Years ago, over on Bernard Riley's, a lot of great things, a lot of magic happened on the Bernard Riley show years ago. I tried to explain this idea to the guys for the very first time. You know, the red pill was still sort of a newish thing. It had kind of really just hit widespread popularity among Black people. And I just immediately saw the connection. There's no way to really understand the red pill without seeing all the political ramifications. And frankly, a lot of the OG red pill content creators in the days before panels and live streaming, they weren't really shy about connecting the simple dots. You know, you wouldn't be here if this hadn't have happened back then. You know, speaking about like the 19th Amendment, for example. Yeah, Bernard used to have a lot of what the fuck faces, man. That was on purpose. I intentionally looked for content and then, you know, language that would provoke a what the fuck reaction, because, you know, like I said, we created a lot of magic over there. It was good times. But the red pill has been, and will always be a political phenomenon.
They think they are. However, messaging has just gotten out of control from both sides. You take a look at the fact that across the board, didn't matter what race they are, males turned towards Donald Trump, turned away from the Democratic Party. And why? That's the real question that should be asked. Why? Because in so many ways, the party basically dismissed him, left him out of the conversation, and not until the very end decided, oh, I better reach out and see if these guys are worth talking to. Yeah. And if you just look at the fact that we have nobody, I think, in this country right now, the majority of people believe in an equal playing field where everybody gets to participate and play. But when you start shoving certain things down people's throats that they don't want to have to eat, you're going to have to deal with the consequences of forcing somebody to do something that they didn't want to do.
Well, there's the
I said this from the moment. I honestly, after that debate performance where Joe Biden basically shit his pants, I kind of predicted the downfall. I knew it was going to happen, and it happened almost exactly the way I knew it would happen. The Democrats would be strong-armed into putting Kamala at the top of the ticket because Joe Biden obviously had to go. Everybody was in agreement. The left, the right, the middle, the top, the bottom, everybody was in agreement. Biden had to go. The problem with putting Biden to pasture is Kamala is his rightful replacement. To be fair, if Kamala was any other political candidate, it probably wouldn't even have been a question that you just put the VP right up there. But because Kamala comes with issues, they had to finagle her way onto the top of the ticket. And once you put Kamala at the top of the ticket, you immediately made this an election not only about feminism, but about Black women in particular. And you know that's a tricky proposition.
Because there are a lot of people in this country who do not like Black women, but Black women are the base of the Democratic Party.
And so people voted against feminism and more importantly, voted against Black women.
The messaging toward men that Trump was doing, and then there was the messaging toward women that the Harris-Biden campaign were doing. I mean, I remember sitting at the Democratic convention and looking after 3 or 4 days and saying, not a whole lot of men on this program. And that's intentional because they thought this was going to be an abortion election. But was that a misstep?
I think that abortion being the top issue was obviously a misstep because we saw that it didn't actually bring out the women that they expected either. But I would argue that from the onset, the polling showed that there were stark divisions between what men valued and what women valued, which isn't actually surprising across this country. But the economy was something that everybody valued. The way it was messaged, I think, was problematic. But in addition to that, looking at the psychological aspect of things, men have felt left out for quite some time, be it whether it was social groups, be it whether it was, leading to depressive states or other things. They've been very vocal about that. That existed long before the pandemic. I do think that there needed to be stronger outreach to men and men of all backgrounds. But
I don't think even CNN understands, and this is totally a symbolic thing. I'm not even making it a deeper issue than what I'm about to say, but symbolically, two black women leading a discussion about what's wrong with men is exactly what's wrong with men. That's you bitches, you two are symbolically the representation of all the fucking problems I got right now. It's you bitches. It's not me, it's you.
Man, fuck all you hoes. Fuck you and your mammy and your granny too. I'm sick of this shit. Fuck all you hoes. Don't give a damn, bitch, what you wanna do.
But in addition to that, there needed to be more men at the helm of the decision-making process on the campaign. A campaign that is run by a lot of women is probably not going to be the same campaign that can speak to men. I'm glad that we have this
to be fair,
circle here
both
because
Trump
it matters.
and Harris's campaign were run by a mixture of men and women. I'm not sure. I think it's just about a theory of the case.
But no,
right?
a lot of the messaging strategies that were developed to men by white women. And I think that that is a problem.
Interesting.
Yeah, I think that, with the appeal with Trump, I think many of his supporters are kind of attracted to that brash, unapologetic, that tough guy kind of persona that Trump has always kind of had. And I always think back to, the mid 90s and late 90s when I was in college and high school, where you saw a ton of rappers that were name dropping Donald Trump in all these songs. And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that because all of them looked at Donald Trump as this unapologetic, brash guy that
You know, the smart nigga with the beard, the glasses, the nappy frill, and the bow tie is a weird combination for me. I have no idea what to make. You know how they be like, don't judge a book by its cover? I don't know what the fuck this cover is signifying here. This nigga is sending all kind of mixed signals, man.
That really pushed his success, his power plays, the art of the deal, all this stuff kind of made it what men look at as, okay, this is what I want. And men of all backgrounds. And I think that, you know, you fast forward to what happened in this election and the dynamics of the populace of people that voted for Trump, men, women, Hispanic, white women, men in general, black men. It really showed that this election kind of teetered towards that, the catering towards men. And so it's just a thing where, you know, you look at.
No, it's not a rainbow bow tie. It's actually a red, white, and blue bow tie. Like I said, this nigga's sending out all kind of mixed signals. I don't know what the fuck to judge by this cover. This is why they say don't judge a book by a cover. Now I gotta actually pay attention to what the nigga's saying.
At it, and Trump has made a name off himself from doing this, and I think that was a big part of why he won the election.
You know, Scott, I'll let you jump in a second, but I think you might find this interesting. You know, Scott Galloway, who has a podcast, many podcasts, but he's working on a book about what's going on with men in the country. He writes this: young American men are in a crisis of underemployment, under-socialization. Soaring college costs affect people regardless of their gender, but manufacturing jobs, once a ticket to the middle class for men without college degrees, have been offshored. Housing is increasingly unaffordable. Men are stuck. They are isolated, despairing, and unproductive, prone to obesity, drug addiction, and suicide, susceptible to misogyny, conspiracy theories, and radicalization. They make inadequate mates, employees, and citizens.
Damn. Just called men out, huh? Apparently men really ain't shit, huh?
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
It's a pretty dire picture that he paints there, and it seems what he's saying is that Trump spoke to that.
Well, I agree. First of all, I agree with most of everything that's been said here already. I agree with some of this assessment. I do think we have a crisis of especially young men in this country, and they're, in many ways disconnected from the rest of their families, disconnected from their communities, disconnected from our political culture, disconnected from our civil culture. And that's a real problem for a society that depends on all of us to be engaged and working together to make it as good of a country and as good of a society as it can be. I think the Democrats.
I think a lot of men, broadly speaking, this is across racial barriers, and perhaps they may even arrive to this conclusion taking widely varying paths, but a lot of men eventually come to the conclusion that, look, life is already supposed to be somewhat difficult as a man. Your struggles and your failures and your successes, all that, they make you the man. And so there is an acceptance of that just comes with maturity. But then on top of that, this is where it really gets bitter. On top of that, you realize that the quote unquote game is rigged against you as a man when it comes to how our government interprets certain things or how our social systems operate. As a man, you are expected to provide and sacrifice, and you are no longer you can no longer expect much, if anything, in return. That shit's kind of demoralizing.
In this election, made men feel like that the patriarchy is over, boys, and we're going to put you in the back seat for a while, and you're just going to have to accept it. Without.
Mr. O says, why Jasmine Crockett blocked me on Twitter for roasting the fuck out of her, and so did DL Hughley. You know what I realized early on in my Twitter, Mr. O, and I'm going to give you some Twitter advice if you don't mind. Keep the roasting and joking to a minimum. because niggas is extra sensitive, and I use Twitter as a content farm. Like I wake up in the morning, I'm scrolling, I'm just bookmarking videos and shit, stuff I might want to talk about later, things I got to use later. So I use Twitter to like build a case, right? And I noticed that people that I would like comment on and retweet, if I was a little too nasty, these niggas would just block me like, oh, you can't have access to my shit. Now Twitter fixed it where like if somebody blocked you, you could still see their videos and shit, and that's cool. That's cool. But before, bro, I was like, you know what? Let me stop talking directly to these niggas for they get mad and I can't see all the retarded shit they say. Now it's better. Now it's better. You can still see them, but before, bro, you had to be real easy on Twitter. And I say still be easy on Twitter because you never know. People be trying to like if people block you, their stuff still doesn't come into your feed as easily. Like it won't be a part of your algorithm. So you gotta walk between the raindrops on Twitter so you could use that shit for the show. I'm telling you, it's because it's a great place to farm content. But if you engage too heavily, people block me who I've never interacted with. I found out today I'm blocked by Tone Talks, bro. I never even said that nigga name on my show as far as I can remember. Like, I certainly never did an actual show about the nigga. But something I said on Twitter, because like people he fuck with block me, he probably blocked me on GP, and then that's how it is. It's like some gang shit. Like, oh, my girl don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with you. Because I'm pretty sure Yvette Carnell blocked me. I know damn near half the so-called black feminist bitch, I mean the black conservative bitches, they blocked me because them bitches is full of shit. And I used to drag them. I used to drag the shit out of those fake bitches, and they started blocking the shit out of me. And I was like, damn, now I can't use their content like I needed to. So I had to fall back. I kept getting the ban hammer, and I was like, damn, you know what? Let me just be easy, and I'm gonna just farm the content and stop getting on, I'm stop letting people see my power level. That's all it is. You gotta stop showing your power level, man. Had to learn to discipline my shit, bro. That shit was crazy. There's so much content I lost access to. I was mad for a hot minute.
Any thought to the ramifications of telling people who are out honestly trying to make a living, provide for their families, be good husbands, be good fathers, when you tell people who are doing their level best that either A, it's not good enough, or B, you're part of the problem, what do you expect? And then finally, as a political tactic, the attempt to put walls on the ticket, and that was going to somehow solve all of the problems that had been built up for years, was ridiculous, because it turns out Walz was the last person that men wanted to hear from. And I remember at the beginning of that whole campaign, when they put him on, I sat right here and people are like, oh, they got camouflaged hats. They're going to be wearing them in the deer stands this fall. And I think to your point that you just made, that was not, that idea that was not formulated by a bunch of dudes who actually go deer hunting. It was come up with by a bunch of people who've never met a dude that actually goes deer hunting. But when you try to put that kind of window dressing on a real communications problem or a real relationship.
Yo, y'all niggas gonna stop simping for Abby in the chat. And she looked halfway pregnant in this picture, so just let that one roll through your mind. I mean, look, this is a non-pregnant woman, and this is she looks a little pregnant in this picture right here. Or maybe she just had a big lunch. I don't know. Either way, y'all gonna have to stop simping for Abby in the chat. All right, I'm gonna need y'all to look at Abby the way the white man look at Abby. All right. Don't give a fuck if this bitch is cute. She's still black.
Relationship problem, it gets exposed immediately.
I did a fun little experiment. I knew we were going to be talking about this tonight. So I have a text chain that's been going on with my friends from college and law school for about 15, 16 years. It's all guys. Some are married, some are not. Some have kids, some do not. Some are former Democrats. They are all MAGA now. So I sent them a text and I said, I'm coming on the show. We're going to discuss this issue of masculinity and MAGA. Can you give me some PG thoughts? I'm going on family show here tonight.
You may not be familiar with what we do here.
They
Go
go
to
to
PG-13 if you want.
Well, we're definitely not going to be reading the text. I will put it. I heard a few certain things. Maga is fun. Maga is fun. I heard it time and again from each one. Yeah, Maga is fun.
It is fun. It is fun. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys have had fun over here on my channel over the last 4 years since Trump has been out of office. It has been fun. Put a 1 in the chat if MAGA is fun. Because, frankly, we got to make our own fun. Liberals, everything liberal now. I mean, because everything is liberal now. So, like, the right-wing, conservative-minded, the normal people, not normies, but normal people, we had to make our own fun. Because you guys ruined all the regular fun. Movies are woke and gay. Comic books are woke and gay. Video games are woke and gay. There isn't anything that's not woke and gay. Everything now that's fun is online right-wing MAGA shit. Or it's just straight up racist. Racist and MAGA, you know, two distinct camps, but there's some overlap there. Racist and MAGA are the only people really been having fun the last 4 years, honestly. If you had a little bit of racism in your heart, you've been having a long chuckle these last 4 years. But apparently we're the only ones having fun. Honestly, there is no fun if you're not really on the right. If you're not if you're not MAGA, if you're not racist, if you're not RAGA, racist MAGA, racist making America great again, you're not really having that much fun.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
This is about targeting women of color in the United States of America. Don't tell me, because I didn't get a single apology.
Time has expired.
My life was threatened. Thank you.
Hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad, hoes mad.
We are the fun. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the fun now.
One of them said, you know, MAGA equals football and beer. The left equals HR and tofu. That was one of the nicer ones. Trump speaks to me. He speaks like a normal person. He's not a robotic politician. We can have a debate over what he says, but he speaks to them as a normal person. But the one thing that came across from all of them was, I'm sick of being told what to do. I'm sick of the media telling me what to do. I'm sick of the woke left telling me what to do. I'm sick of government telling me what to do.
Sick of uppity political black women telling me what to do.
A motherfucker just supposed to take and accept whatever the fuck you say, because I'm a black woman. Bitch, shut up. The fuck out of here.
Period. We're saving the business. What?
What are you doing?
Dad, why are you busting in my room like that?
Where you get all that money from? Where you been at all night? Huh?
I danced.
You danced?
Yes,
what kind
I
of dance?
danced.
You forward?
No.
Huh?
Stop trying to be funny. You always trying to be funny.
So
No,
you out here
it
exposing
doesn't
yourself
matter.
for money?
It doesn't
You gotta
matter.
go.
It
You're
doesn't
not going to
matter.
my house.
I'm
You gotta
taking
go.
care of my son, right? Don't nobody in this house help me. But don't nobody in this house help me take care of him.
You 18 trying to expose yourself for money. Why
So
don't you go get a
what?
job?
I graduated. I graduated now because this
wanna be
money
like the
comes
rest of
fast.
these nasty
You know how
little girls
fast
out
I
here?
made this money?
You wanna be
I
like
made
the
this
rest
money
of
in
these
2
nasty
months.
little girls?
I made this money in 2 months. You
Bro,
talking
that's
about
nasty.
McDonald's?
You gotta
Okay,
go.
it doesn't matter. I've
Go.
been helping you pay the bills, right? You want help paying the bills or
I'm
not?
not raising no kids.
I've been
that's
helping you
short-
pay the bills,
that's
saving for my
exposing
apartment, getting
yourself.
my own car. I've
No.
been doing everything by myself. Why does it matter?
You expose yourself for, come on, now, for money? Really, daughter? That's what we doing? For
I'm
money?
not
For
exposing
money?
myself for money. I'm exposing
Go
myself
ahead
so my
on.
baby can have a better life.
I'm
It's
not
not for
doing it.
money. It's so my baby can have a better life. Like, what the fuck? Okay, so what?
But you can't do it in my house.
So I gotta leave?
Yes,
Okay, so then
you and
you,
that baby gotta go.
so then you gonna have, okay, you gonna be.
Papa, don't preach. I'm in trouble, D. Papa, don't preach. I've been losing sleep, but I made up my mind. I'm stripping for my baby. I'm stripping for my baby. Ooh, I'm gonna strip for my baby. Yeah, Papa don't preach.
Be back in the same predicament you was. As soon as I leave, you're gonna be back in the same predicament you was. Like,
Yeah, that gender war it's a generational thing too. You know, I said this long time ago now. Men hate watching their daughters become modern women. You know, I love my daughters to death, and my oldest is right on the cusp of adulthood. She's on the edge of 18, and it's just breaking my heart to see her grow. Just I know that memory of the little girl that I used to hold in one hand is it's just a memory now. And I'm embracing myself for the modernity that awaits, you know? Been able to keep her innocent and pure all this time, but, you know, grown is grown. She might come back with a baby and a stripper pole in 2 years, and fucking hell, man. Fucking hell. Modern women, bro. Papa don't preach. I'm in trouble deep. Papa don't preach.
do a lot if we really feel it. It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
I ain't gonna embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I.
Whoa, damn. Damn, that just ended weirdly.
Do a lot if we really feel it. It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
I ain't gonna embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I.
And you see, boys and girls, this is why there's a gender war. This is why
if we really feel it.
There is
it's the
war
ones we don't
between the
like. We
genders.
make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
Once you see it, you can never unsee
I ain't gonna
it.
embarrass my husband even more on the internet, but he was a simp and I seen the opportunity and I.
Once you see it, you see it all over, man. It's everywhere.
Do a lot if we really feel it. It's the ones we don't like. We make them do it all.
So you ain't like your husband.
And you see this little exchange right here where he like, so you ain't like your husband. And she take a long sip of her wine glass and he's just sitting over there with his shades and his bald head and his big grin. He gonna fuck that nigga wife tonight. She giving it up after this podcast. She ain't gonna embarrass him anymore on camera, but she busting it down after these fucking cameras go off. Soon as you unclip that mic, she busting it down. It's already wet and ready to go. Such is the nature of woman. It is what it is, man. Hey, I'm not here to hurt feelings. We're just trying to talk about things the way they are. Why is there a gender war?
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more.
Are you married?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Is he happy?
Oh, that's a weird question. Usually they ask if I'm happy.
Yeah, but like, it's a different kind of an interview. I'm just, because he's not here, like, I want to show my care for him as well. Is he happy? Your answer is Yes, no. You don't wanna answer that question. I think it's okay. I think we got the answer.
Who we?
That's me and the camera guy. You got it, bro?
And fuck. And fuck.
Are you married?
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
Is he happy?
Is he happy? Mr. O in the chat says, they say the gender war is political. That they is me also, but they say the gender war is political, but I didn't know my dating life was part of the campaign trail. So, Mr. O, no voting, no vucking. Mr. O, did I create no voting, no vucking? You've been listening to this show for a little while now. Do you think I created the no voting, no fucking campaign? Was I the one who told you, Mr. O, to get your booty to the poll? No, sir. No, sir. I did not make it political. I am not telling you that you must make it political either. I'm telling you that it simply is political. They made it political. They made it political. They did this. They started the war. I'm merely lighting the fires. I'm lighting the beacons so we can summon the riders of Rohan, bro. I did not start the fucking fire. We didn't start the fire. It was always turning since these whores been burning. Anyway. We were talking about well, at some point in tonight's show, because obviously there's a black woman who's in the thumbnail for the video. We have to get to the black women part of this show. So let's ease our way into the black part of this conversation. Like the video, people. Like, share, and subscribe. Please drop $1 in the hat. We are going to get a little bit deeper into this gender war discussion, because this is the truly fascinating part of the gender war. As far as black women are concerned, black women won the gender war before it ever really went national. This is why black men who critique feminism, black feminists, the easiest, most common refrain is that black women never really needed feminism against black men. Black men never really had patriarchy the way feminists would describe it. All that control and dominance and ownership, that was something almost exclusive to the white male reputation. Whether or not it was 100% across the board is irrelevant. It was something that was just a part of their rep. And it was never really a widespread concept in Black America. This is why something like, the color purple stands out as such a cultural touchstone, because it captured a projection that women wanted to be true, but wasn't verifiable. There was no real evidence that this is just how it was. Like, there's a bunch of black men out here just beating the shit out of their households and shit. Like, but they wanted it to be true because it would serve a purpose. And the reality was that black women have been quietly, whether it was before the women's rights movement or after, black women have always had a dominant presence in their households. And I'm not even going to get into critiquing that right now. It just simply was. And so the idea of a gender war in terms of Black America, black men never knew that we even had a war being waged against us. We got free and we had, unruly bitches from day one. Ever since freedom, we had unruly bitches. We didn't know that that was war. We just thought that was love. No bullshit. We thought unruly bitches was love because we just got off the plantation and we didn't know no better.
I have Black mother privilege. And I'm going to start breaking that down for y'all. Because there is a privilege for me as a Black mother. I'm not going to have the same relationship. My sons adore me. My sons will put their life on the line in a New York minute over me. My sons will lose everything they have over me. Over me? It ain't happening. My sons will turn on their father over me. Over me? So when you ask me about my Black sons, the relationship does not correlate the same to what I'm saying about Black men.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you a Mr. James Fauntleroy.
Men who make a lot of money in this society and who are not independently wealthy usually work long hours, spending much of their time away from the company of loved ones. This is one circumstance they share with men who do not make much money, but who also work long hours. Work stands in the way of love for most men, then because the long hours they work often drain their energies. There's little or no time left for emotional labor, for doing the work of love. The conflict between finding time for work and finding time for love and loved ones is rarely talked about in our nation. It is simply assumed in patriarchal culture that men...
All right, first of all, he's talking about patriarchy, but first of all, before we even get too deep into this, men talking about love is cringe and a little gay. Just a little. I mean, I know you're talking about loving women, but, you know, men talking about love, just a little bit gay. Love is, I think, discussion's best, you know, kept for women. Obviously, men fall in love. Only men actually truly love, and it is what it is. But every time I see men talking about love, it's like, God gave you the gift of speech, and you're going to waste it on these words.
Is rarely talked about in our nation. It is simply assumed in patriarchal culture that men should be willing to sacrifice meaningful emotional connections to get the job done. No one has really tried to examine what men feel about the loss of time with children, partners, loved ones, and the loss of time for self-development. The workers Susan Faludi highlights in Stiff do not express concern about having enough time for self-reflection and emotional connection with self and others. This is why everybody visits mama when she's in the nursing home, but nobody visits daddy, because daddy has been so busy working and is having to slave because of patriarchal culture that he doesn't have time for his kids. And so therefore he does not have actual time with his kids in order to be able to develop a meaningful relationship with them.
Mr. Fauntleroy is blaming patriarchy for women's rebellion against patriarchy. The reason why nobody visits daddy is because the culture has turned against daddy. There was a time where your work and your labor, your sacrifice would have been recognized. You would have been honored on your deathbed. Those times are fading away. Bro, the crazy eyes. All right, really? You're going to do the crazy eyes with the weird beard? I'm getting all kinds of aggressive homosexual energy off this nigga now. It was the crazy eyes.
Because we put it all on men instead of having an equal and equitable system with emphasis on proper social welfare. This is why we'll be quick to give maternity leave for mothers, but we won't give paternity leave or just pay parental leave for fathers.
Pretty much every place that has maternity leave has paternity leave also. We already like jumped that hurdle. The problem is, by nature, men are less likely to take paternity leave. It's just in our nature. And ultimately, I think it's a practical thing. Like, one of us might as well be making some money. This little nigga got to eat something. No reason why we got to burn through our savings and shit. Somebody should bring in some money.
Because just because you got the secret ingredient and got her pregnant doesn't mean that you're still not vital as a role in the kid's life. But the problem is that we as a patriarchal culture, we diminish the emotional impact of fathers because we need them to divorce themselves from their emotional impact.
See, how the fuck do black women have the nerve to fight a gender war when you got so many black men who are like this? He is not uncommon. I mean, he is damn near the norm. I would say like at least 60 to 75% of black men would agree with what he's saying about patriarchy and our systems and blah, 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 blah. And so in black culture, in black American culture, we internally automatically produce men who are resistant to patriarchal concepts, right? And so if the culture itself produces men, some people say 90%. If the culture itself produces men who are automatically resistant to a patriarchal structure and concepts, then who are you feminisming against?
Divorce themselves from their emotions and divorce themselves from the emotions of their kids. And then what do? We go out there and we work. And then guess what? We're told, well, the electric bill's paid, the mortgage or the rent's paid, and all these things. And that's how I show you I love you. And it's like, bro, that's not all. There are multiple love languages, and acts of service is just one, and that's not.
Love languages and acts of service, bro. Acts of service. That's what romance is, by the way. This is why romance is something that men do. And women themselves are generally not romantic because romance is acts of service, and women not really into that. At least not lately. But the idea that, we have to learn love language. I hate this new fucking speak love language. The fuck is a love language? Don't you speak English? When I met you, you spoke English. Now you can only talk to me in love language? This is fucking retarded. It's like the whole modern, there's so much about the modern dating world that's just weird and unworkable. But we're told that we got to work it. And we're weird for noticing how weird it is.
The only one, and we all just don't cater ourselves to just one love language. We have love languages of all of them. And yet you're focused just on one or two.
Yeah, I'm with you, Andre. My love language is taking my ass to work. Take it or leave it, bitch. I go to work and I actually come home. See, the coming home part is key because most niggas go to work because everybody has to eat. But I go to work and I come home. That's a love language. If you can't interpret that, you're kind of slow, and I shouldn't be talking to you so much.
And you need to be focused on all, it's all encompassing. The problem is what we're taught that, well, see these lights, you got these lights on, see that PS5 or that Nintendo Switch, that shows you I love you. And it's like, sometimes it has to be more than that. It has to be something here and here in time. But the problem is that because of the system, it tears fathers away. Tears fathers away from them have to work grueling hours. And every single time.
No, the system itself doesn't tear fathers away. The system actually tears mothers away, and it drives a wedge between mothers and fathers. I'm all with you in criticizing the system, but my criticism comes from a completely different vector. And your shirt is urine colored, by the way.
They refuse to give a living wage to people. Guess what? That tears parents away from their kids. Every single time we have a system where rent continues to skyrocket, where food prices continue to skyrocket, that's literally also tearing parents away, the time that they need to be with their kids away so that they.
I love how this works. You guys in the chat are awesome. AT Alien says, urine colored dress shirt. He read the love language book. He wants equity and proper social reform. He gay. I like how we connect these invisible dots here. This is what, learning and research does for the mind. River of Hate says he's culturally gay. David says he's politically gay. You see, with time, once you become indoctrinated is not the term. We are accustomed to the wisdom. We are students of the deep wisdom here. And once you start to study the deep wisdom, you understand that communism is gay. And whether or not you actually ever blown a guy is technically it's theoretically irrelevant, because you are ideologically and you're ideologically gay. Communism is an ideological homosexuality, and for the guys who preach it, you're just gay. There's no other way around it. Zach says he's homosexually gay. That's kind of right on the nose, Zach. Zach like, nah, he gay. He ain't even theoretical or nothing. But I like that reflexive approach to it, because that's kind of the posture we need. Because frankly, it saves time. We can bypass a lot of unnecessary logical rigmarole, because clearly this nigga's gone. He is way gone past logic. And once you learn to recognize the markers of gone, you can just kind of skip to the conclusion. Makes life quicker.
End up having a less substantial relationship with their kids. Think about this.
Why do black women feminism? The way the majority of black men are, and frankly have been for quite a long time, I can't really understand why black women feminism. Black men are, and it's somewhat known at this point, we are the most progressive group of men. We are the most feminist, egalitarian, loving, romantic sort of inclined group of men. Yet and still, black women feminism. And I don't know why.
My dear black women.
Dear black women.
Dear black women. To our black women.
Amispantinko, Biali. To the black women in my life, to the black women in the world.
I want you to know that we love you, we care.
Was that a fucking Mexican? This is a Mexican with a fucking teardrop. Jesus Christ. Everybody, why do black women feminism? Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Everybody's, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. The whole world says, I love you, black women. Yet black women feminism. Why?
World,
I want you to know that we love you, we care about you, we see you, we're here for you. You're always holding it down.
Like always, you understood the assignment.
I promise to speak out against the blatant misogyny and challenge the blatant misogyny towards black women.
And I will continue to do the work that I need to do to continue to challenge relatives in my own community to do better, to be better.
And intentionally bringing men on that journey with me to ensure that our well-intended words are directly in alignment with our actions.
The world is always trying to make it seem like black women are doing too much or that their lives are not enough, when I know for a fact that my life will not be the same without you.
You have paved the way for us, and you will continue to pave the way for us. But we got to make sure we have your back and make sure you feel supported from us.
As the son of a black woman, the brother of 3 black sisters, the husband of a black woman, the proud father of a black daughter, I see you.
By showing you so much love, and while you show the world that black girl magic never fades.
We love you, we see you, and we're here for you.
We're always there for us, and we are here for you. We know you're hurting. We love you.
And we ain't going nowhere.
You got a whole community full of these niggas. You got a whole government that kiss your ass and give you money and free cheese. Companies go out their way to put you in commercials and give you jobs and shit, make you prettier than you are and shit. But why do you feminism? I do not understand it. I just don't get it. Why the fuck do you even feel the need to feminism? And then on top of all of that, on top of all that love that black men profess, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. Shout out to Mike Perkins with the $5 Cash App. He said the old Bernard Riley show, Pussy and Politics. Bro, we did great things over there, man. Pussy and Politics was a great combination. You have no idea the draw that Pussy and Politics brings in, man. Shout out to Bernard Riley. Shout out to the Bernard Riley show, man. We had the Saturday show for a couple of years strong, a good 2 years running.
I need that money.
Thanks for supporting the show, man. Appreciate you guys. Now, I found this video earlier today, and this is why we're here. She is the reason we have gathered here this evening, gentlemen. Like, share, and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get back to it. Welcome to the main event.
So I wanted to clear something up. There are a lot of black men who voted for Kamala, and they believe that voting for Kamala was somehow going to fix the gender divide between black men and black women. And I'm here to tell you that that's not going to happen, okay? There is no way possible y'all could be this delusional that you thought, oh, we see the percentages, we see the numbers, we see so many black men wanted to vote for Kamala or did vote for Kamala. So they're our allies now. All of a sudden overnight, now they're our allies. Now they give a damn about us. Let's stick together, right? Absolutely the fuck not, okay? I'm going to tell you guys why black men are still not our allies. And I'm not saying that there are...
Now, first off, it's not that black men are not black women's allies. Clearly, black men don't love anything more than they love black women. Black men love black women more than life itself. Jesus Christ. It's not that black men stop being black women's allies. No, to the contrary, black women have stopped being black men's allies. Black women have been playing this game of like, never gonna get it. Let's call that. Let's call that the game. Black women have been playing this game of never gonna get it. Black women move a little bit to the left. Black men chase black women to the left. And then once the black man gets to that black woman's left position, You know what she says? Never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it, never gonna get it. And then she moves to the left a little bit more.
Not some black men individually that are allies with black women, but we know that the number is not that high. Okay. So I'm going to just go ahead and disregard the ones that are, and I'm going to talk about the ones that are not. The reason why this election changed nothing for me and many other black women is because we were divested from y'all way before this election.
Yes, they were already backstabbers, bro. We're smiling in your face all the time. She want to take your place. She's backstabbing, backstabbing.
This has nothing to do with the election. If the election never happened, the gender divide, the red pill versus the modern woman, that crap would still be going on. Because don't forget that black men as a group, not individually, as a group, have been disparaging black women since the dawn of time. Ever since social media was laid out for us, black men have been getting on social media and disparaging the entire F out of black women and girls. Dark skinned black women, overweight black women, too skinny black women, women with no ass, we're masculine.
She really said women with no ass. That was a weird flex kind of thing. Like, you even pick on the girls who ain't got no booty. Yeah, yes, we do. We do. It's a shame. It's terrible. Black men, because black men bully black women who ain't got no ass, black women were forced to get BBLs. Yeah, it's all our fault.
I'm done. I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
We can't be led. We can't. We're not feminine.
All these things are true, or at the very least, let's not say they're true. All these things are my truth. And this is what's weird about this so-called black male-female dynamic. Why is your truth important and respected and you know, sought after? People want to hear your truth, right? But my truth, not only do you not want to hear my truth, you're offended at the idea that I even have a truth of my own. Why can't I have my truth? You have your truth. In your truth, I ain't shit. That's the truth. In your truth, I ain't shit, right? And I'll accept that. You're done. It's all Jermaine's fault. That's your truth. I accept that. But why can't I have my truth? Why can't these things be my truth?
Was laid out for us. Black men have been getting on social media and disparaging the entire
You up late, Doc? What's up?
Black women and girls. Dark skinned black women, overweight black women, too skinny black women, women with no ass, we're masculine. We can't be led. We can't. We're not feminine. We won't submit. Your baby mom, single baby mamas. I mean, y'all have disparaged us in every possible way. So this election changed nothing. I've been divested from a black man for quite a while, and there are women who've been divested from black men for decades, way before this election. So I just want to send a reminder to you that you voting for Kamala changed nothing. We know that deep down you're still not our allies. And I say that because we know that no matter how you voted, when you leave that voting booth, you're still going to be lying.
No matter how you voted. No matter how you voted. What's love got to do with it, bro? You love these hoes, but what's love got to do with it? Real shit. What's love got to do with it at this point? You love these hoes, but what does it buy you? What has your loyalty brought you? of what use are your rules if this is where it brought you, bro? No matter how you voted, she hates you. She think you betrayed her because you don't want to follow her on her warpath. You're the problem. I want to take a quick break. There's something else I noticed in the world of YouTubery. It's something I want to comment on. You guys familiar with the Lapeef network? So the Lapeef network, they have constant, nonstop co-ed panas where they talk with Black women. And let me share this with you. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. On these co-ed panas, the ideas that men are primarily to blame, not even that the idea that men are primarily to blame. There's a general tone on these co-ed panas, and I'm using Lapeef as an example. This is something I notice about a lot of the co-ed Black spaces, but there's a lot of space given to Black women to hurl accusations and make broad denigrating statements about Black men in general. Whereas the opposite is rarely seen, right? And I noticed that this is kind of the trend. No matter what is being discussed, it must be discussed delicately if we're talking about Black women. And we're talking about Black men. You can, go ham as you like. I've seen this type of thing on so many channels. You know what? Let's look at one of their more recent videos. Do Black men destroy homes?
A definition that somebody wrote, it's no. We got to give more context. We need more elaboration so we can understand
broken
what
home
stable
or
household
broken children?
is.
But stable home and broken home is two different things.
Hold on, y'all.
It's two different things.
Hold on. I'm not sure if Aisha was finished yet. Go ahead, Aisha.
Okay. I think in the context of a broken home, I think that 99.9% the responsibility is on the man. I think that.
Can you elaborate on that?
I think that
99.9%, right? So no matter who you vote for, 99.9% of the broken homes are on you. Things that we're learning tonight. Take notes, y'all. Write these things down.
the men are the leaders of society. And I think that you guys set the standard for what to do and what not to do. And I think that it has become very commonplace, especially if you got a couple dollars, for it to be okay for you to have 10 baby mamas. They have reality shows about it. It's okay. You are giving your homeboy a high five. And I think that whole narrative is destructive. And I think we talked about it the other day. That's not being on code in the Black community. We're not trying to create broken homes. And I think that wholeheartedly starts with the man and the responsibility.
You guys ever notice how all this talk of code is only applied to the men? The only Black standards that are ever enforced or even implied in the community are standards that are held against men. There is no standard of Black womanhood. Whatever a bitch do is great. Whatever she wants is awesome, bro. There is no standard of Black womanhood. The code is a male thing. Women say it, men have to do it. That's the code.
You didn't give me any substantial evidence or proof like y'all made me do, and which I did, to support the fact that 99% of the broken homes is on the man.
Okay, I'll give you
After I gave you context.
I will give you substantial facts.
Hold on, DJ So Lovely. We're going to get to you.
We gonna get to me.
You right.
When you gave context, when I told you, once you asked the initial question on context, and I guess you just said fuck your context. I gave you context on it depends on the factors or what was the catalyst for the household to be broken in the first place. But you just ignored that and you said 99% of it is on the man. And
see, these guys are trying to like logically and rationally explain their position without, getting all passionate and emotional and all that, which are objectively good things, but none of this matters because it doesn't matter.
I asked you to elaborate. Give me no context. You gave me.
I can elaborate. Men are supposed to fix
Go ahead.
it. Period. Men are supposed to fix it. Period. So you supposed to fix it. It shouldn't get to a broken home. It shouldn't get to a split up. You cheated, whatever. Fix it. Make it right with your wife. Your wife not happy. Make it right. So when you when you decide to be in a marriage, and you are holding it together, a lot of men do not fight for their marriage. They be
Deacon Gross in the chat says they miss Anton. I was thinking about this for a while. I wanted to do content on it, but it would have been too much research to go back years and drag up clips and snippets and shit. But you guys probably know this. There was a bit of a fallout between Anton and the Lapeef Network. Anton actually started out on the Lapeef Network, as I understand it. Or at least, he blew up on the Lapeef Network. He probably always had his own channel, right? But at some point, the audience, which is mostly female, the audience on the Lapeef Network didn't really like the staunch, allegedly anti-black women stance that he was taking. Well, you guys said he was part owner. I didn't know that. Okay. But people didn't like the stance he was taking, and so it led to something of a fallout. It was amicable. It wasn't a beef type of fallout, but they wound up parting ways. And so Anton, as he left the Lapeef Network, he's gone further right-wing, openly conservative, and frankly, just flat out, telling these bitches, y'all being crazy. And the Lapeef Network has kind of stayed, soft shoeing the black female conversations. And I noticed over the time since they've separated that Anton has like skyrocketed in popularity. He is literally on Fox News right now. He has kind of broken glass ceilings and shit at this point. Whereas the Lapeef Network, their numbers are down. Their numbers are flat right now. And I think it's because of this type of conversation.
Like, men back in the day would fight for their marriage. So you're responsible for letting it go that easy. Because a lot of women want their marriage.
Can you give me the supportive data or facts that represent that claim that men cheated or whatever, or men is the reason why it was broken? In order to justify that, we're the ones who have to fix it.
Let me know when you're ready.
But you're saying the same thing I'm saying, is that you guys keep trying to find a reason to blame the woman. At the end of the day, no matter who did what in the marriage, why can't the men fix it? So why is the men allowing it to fall apart?
I think that
no matter who did what, it's your fault. No matter who did what, it's your fucking fault.
Voting for Kamala changed nothing. We know that deep down you're still not our allies. And I say that because we know that no matter how you voted, when you leave that voting booth, you're still going to be lying. You're still going to be cheating. You're still going to be deadbeat fathers. You're still going to be gaslighting women, putting women's health at risk, putting your hands and feet on women, right? You're still going to be doing this as a group. So your vote means nothing. And I personally don't give a damn if 100% of all black men voted for Kamala. We've divested. And it just is what it is. And I'm only speaking about the smart black women who are interested in self-preservation. The mammies.
Self-preservation. You're like a physical threat to her now. You're a danger to her.
The boy moms, and I'm not talking about mothers of sons, those are two different things. The mammies, the boy moms, the doormats, the pick-me's, y'all can have them. We don't claim them anyways. Go after those women. The women who are interested in keeping themselves safe, their kids safe, and living the best possible healthy, happy life are staying away from you. Now, if you're still a woman that's still interested in finding this, like, I don't know, American dream lifestyle or whatever y'all are, fairy tale y'all are after, your best bet is to hop the fence. And y'all know what that means. Now, I still stand by my statements, previous statements, when I say that men are men. We live in a patriarchy. I don't give a damn what race or culture you get your man from. You're still going to be dealing with men. But what I am saying is that you have a much higher chance of possibly finding what you're looking for by hopping the fence. If you stay in the Black community, in my personal opinion, based on my observation for 40 years, your chances of finding that is 1.5% maybe. And if you hop the fence and go outside, your chances is probably 10 or 15%. Still not very much, but the point that I'm making is
Bitch, it's actually the opposite. It is actually your chances hopping the fence are actually lower. God, bitches can't math though. That's the problem. That's the problem. All this schooling and all this education, and bitches just can't math. And this ain't even math. This is life math, which is a little bit more complicated, but still, bitches can't math.
Black women are the highest educated group of women. They're the most enrolled in college per capita. But none of them can tell you what per capita means. They don't quite understand how that works.
What race or culture you get your man from, you're still going to be dealing with men. But what I am saying is that you have a much higher chance of possibly finding what you're looking for by hopping the fence. If you stay in the Black community, in my personal opinion, based on my observation for 40 years, your chances of finding that is 1.5% maybe. And if you hop the fence and go outside, your chances is probably 10 or 15%. Still not very much, but the point that I'm making is you still have a much higher chance going over there than you do here. That's my own personal opinion. Nothing y'all say is.
So you acknowledge that your chances, according to your own retarded logic, your chances at love and happiness are only 15% in the most optimal extreme. It's still only 15%. At your best, it's only 15. And you think we're the problem. The best you can hope for is a 15% extreme optimal happiness chance, right? That's when all cylinders are firing at maximum rate. You can only win 15% of the time. You realize how ain't shit that makes you? And you're telling me that I'm the problem. Not to mention, yes, Black women marry out the least. Like, you can get fucked by other guys, but they don't really want you like that. And so all of these data points lead you to the conclusion that it's Black men who are the problem.
Ever going to change that, because I've been on this earth for almost a half a century. I've seen shit, I've heard shit. I know that history is just going to repeat itself and things will not get better. It just is what it is. Women, for Black women in particular, for hundreds of years have been speaking life into Black men, have been holding them down, have been their ride or dies, right? Have not called the cops even when they should. And I am a huge advocate for, if he put his hands on you or threaten you, lock him up in the cage where he belongs. I don't give a damn what race he is. Okay? He belongs in the cage.
Lies on top of lies on top of lies. They have like a well-oiled machine dedicated to locking you up if she wants you gone, bro. I wouldn't be surprised if you found a shit ton of black women directly responsible for the laws making it easier to lock you up because she say so. Because really, that's what they go for, is a system of, I can punish him because I say so. And not for nothing, any man who's actually had to deal with like the family court system or like some kind of social thing where a woman is mad at him about something, you realize really quickly how everyone will form up to believe all women. Believe all women was a thing before it was a thing. And so this idea that black women have always had a man's back, no. You really, you know what that is? It's like you trying to take like the pimp hoe relationship and apply it to the nigga that you just be fucking with. Like, you was never a bottom bitch. You was never a loyal down bitch. You was always a mercenary. But we supposed to believe that you was out here having a nigga back this whole time. These are fucking Hollywood illusions. Exactly, regular degular. Hollywood fantasies, bro. There's another thing too about being, an adult of a certain age. You realize how much Hollywood has been lying to you about women. To this day, I have never met a woman that was as fascinating as the bitches on TV. The bitches on TV be like well-rounded and attractive and humorous and interesting. Bitches be having hobbies that you could be interested in too as a dude. Be like, oh, you're into photography? Oh, okay, that's dope. I like that. Let me see what kind of pictures you take, right? In real life, these bitches are horrible. But you know why? Because on TV, they're written by men. On TV, it's all fake. It's all scripted.
Doesn't matter to me, right? When women have been taken up for y'all, hiding your sexual abuse of children and all this stuff for hundreds of years. And now we finally
Facts. Bitches on TV are dudes. Yo, shout out to Zero. I ain't see you in like a billion years, by the way. I'll be missing your little drive-by live streams. Women are dudes, though. On TV, yeah. It's all fake, bro.
this century, and y'all are up against a bunch of black women who are ready to or have already left y'all behind. Y'all are on your own. Y'all had every opportunity since y'all been alive and since social media to rectify this situation, to actually care and give a damn about your women and girls, but y'all chose not to. There is absolutely nothing the black men, white men, black women, Indian women, no human being on the planet will ever succeed at changing my mind about what I am saying. I am never going to apologize for it. If you hear me say I'm sorry, I'm saying I'm sorry that I'm not sorry. It just is what it is. I mean what I'm saying. I'm never taking it back. I'm never walking this back because I know what the fuck I'm talking about. And like I said, I am not speaking for all black women. I am only speaking for the women who actually have high self-esteem, who actually gives a damn about themselves, and who actually wants to self-preserve. That is not all black women.
That's a whole lot of y'all, though. That's like a wide majority.
There's plenty of pick-me doormats and mammies out there who are willing to keep putting themselves on the altar of sacrifice and leaving this earth early and getting beat up and getting their ass whooped and all that. There's plenty of them. Leave us alone. So I just wanted to make that very clear that if we were not fucking with y'all before the election, we're still not effing with y'all after the election. So get over it. Have a nice day.
I'm with it though. I think the sentiment should be on both sides, man. That's what the whole SYSBM movement was about. It's like a handful of dudes started to realize there was no hope. And because there's no hope for the hopeless, you got to just move on, right? That's this whole clip that you just watched is like a long series of gaslights, and you can't really fight gaslighting directly. That's an improper strategy. You have to sort of let the fire burn itself out, which means you just sort of leave it alone. And black men in this election, honestly, I wish black men had actually betrayed black women the way people thought they would. But I remember months and months ago, I was over on Obsidian's channel over on Rumble, and he asked me about that. And I was just unsure that huge numbers of black men would actually jump ship. Because, frankly, the magic is too strong, bro. The magic is way too strong. Niggas is not going to break the spell. And the handful of guys that are like online making the arguments and pointing out the realities and pointing out examples and shit, they can only move the needle so much in so much time. And frankly, it takes a lot of time. Like, think about the amount of time it took to get us to this point. When did women get the right to vote? It started before that. Because the 19th Amendment was the culmination of efforts. And feminism in its early days, bitches was terrorists, bro. Bitches was bombing shit. It was threatening motherfuckers. It was doing all kinds of wild shit. Feminism was the OG terrorism campaign. So it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of time. And maybe a dash of terrorism. I don't know. I'm still thinking about that. Some Fight Club shit. Fight Club was a great example.
And I act so surprised that y'all didn't see that Trump was going to win. I knew Trump was going to win. I knew Kamala wasn't going to win. I knew Kamala wasn't winning, and that's because Kamala represents what most modern women represent today, and that's that Me Too movement. And that Me Too movement have fucked it up for a lot of you bitches because they understand.
Why is all the deep voice bitches that be understanding how bitches is fucking up? Yo, I'm so sick of you deep voice queen making bitches, bro. Jesus Christ.
And I act so surprised that y'all didn't see that Trump was going to win. I knew Trump was going to win. I knew Kamala wasn't going to win. I knew Kamala wasn't winning, and that's because Kamala represents what most modern women represent today, and that's that Me Too movement. And that Me Too movement have fucked it up for a lot of you bitches because they understand that y'all don't play motherfucking fair. And see, it's not the fact that guys didn't want to do this shit with you. Like, guys don't mind working with you. They don't mind doing this teamwork with you. It's just the fact that you bitches have shown them that when you get positions of power, you forget about that motherfucking teamwork. And you start working against a motherfucker, and that's not fair. That's not how business operates. Like, get your feelings out the motherfucking money. You bitches don't know how to separate your emotions, and that's why the fuck America's not ready for a woman in office. That Me Too movement might have started with some females who really went through.
I hate the phrase America's not ready for a woman in office. That's like saying you're just not ready to be abused. Like, no, I shall never be. I don't think that's a readiness I'll ever reach. I'll never be ready for a woman to boss me around. It's always an uncomfortable concept. Like, who wants to be ready for some shit like that? It's like you're just not ready to be touched inappropriately. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for noticing. Yeah, you're right. I am absolutely not ready to be touched inappropriately. And I don't think I'll ever be. I am the way I am. Yo, stop saying you sound like Gilly the Kid. Yo, it's some nigga out there with a baby mama named Gilly. In this wide world of niggas, is one of you niggas got a baby mama named Gilly?
Do some real shit. Banning
She
it
sound
down.
just like this.
Real victims out here.
One of you niggas got a baby mama named Gilly, and she talk just like this, bro. Y'all be passing blunts back and forth while y'all fucking.
But somehow, some way, y'all done let everybody in that bitch, and now their narrative is more louder than yours. Now it's just people who have made poor choices and poor decisions in their life with zero accountability. Everybody can claim victim. And that's not right. That's not fair. And until that narrative is a little bit more diluted, until that narrative is attached with responsibility and accountability, like, I'm not going to show up to a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm just saying, women with accountability, I'm not going to show up to a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning if I didn't.
I feel like if she show up to a nigga if she show up to a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, it's because that nigga owe her money, and she tired of this bitch ass nigga playing games with her. She don't show up to a nigga 2 or 3. She don't show up to a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning trying to give up no pussy, bro. She is not that type. She a real Philly nigga. She is a real straight up South Philly nigga. If she at your house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you got to pay. You better have that money. You better have some money or some drug. You better have something that this bitch could take and be happy. She is not showing up with her t-shirt and her panties on.
And come to fuck. That's what a woman with accountability going to do. You know what I'm saying? She can already have the conversation with herself, like, bitch, you going over there to fuck. That's what you doing. And then I already told her, like, yeah, you know, if I come over there, nigga, I'm trying to fuck. You show up at a nigga house 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you ain't trying to fuck, and the nigga say, well, what the fuck is you here for? He not being funny. It's the real motherfucking truth. Like, bitch, what the fuck are you here for? You mean to tell me that you would get out of your bed, drive? I don't give a fuck if it's 5 minutes down the road, bitch. You would get out your motherfucking house, closed and all, to come over to go sit at a nigga house to have some fucking conversation. You mean to tell me you that pressed for conversations? What about them fucking options? Them options that you said you had.
Definitely showing up in a Pooh Shiesty mask. That's how you know she coming to fuck. That's how you know she coming to fuck. She's showing up in a Pooh Shiesty mask. That's how you know she in the mood. Her shit made of the same shit that do-rags is made of, though. She got a Pooh Shiesty mask made of do-rag material. That's how she knows that's how you know she in the mood. She got on that silky Pooh Shiesty mask. That she definitely wearing boxes right now. Yo, I swear, yo, stud bitches is my favorite bitches, bro. Ain't nothing funnier than black stud bitches, bro. I swear to God. Oh my God. Stud bitches is the most comical black bitches that ever existed. Oh man.
You was better off saying that you was getting out your bed, bitch, to at least travel to get some motherfucking dick. Now that makes sense to a nigga.
Anyway. We're going to wind this thing down for the night. We're going to talk some more tomorrow, but I'm going to sleep. It's been a long day. I'm tired. Shout out to the gang, man. I appreciate y'all guys coming through. Like, share, and subscribe. I will catch you on the next one. We will have us a panel. We might just do a long show about nothing tomorrow, but this one is done. I'll catch y'all later.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.